Welcome to CBNEXT Live. I'm Franklin Katunda, your host tonight. We have a special edition of the next news review. We'll be talking about the Democratic Republic of Congo presidential election. It is in a few days, in less than a week, November 28th, 2011. There will be about 11 candidates to face off for the presidential elections in the Democratic Republic of Congo. So tonight we have guests in the studio, and I would like to welcome Papi Tomono, who is a resident of Dallas, Texas. He's independent. He will be weighing in to talk and do some analysis about what is happening as far as the elections is concerned. And I have on my right Guy Mundela, who is also from Dallas, Texas, and he is the General Secretary of the UDPS chapter of Dallas-Fort Worth, and of course he is backing Mr. Etienne Tshisekedi, the challenger. And on the phone, we will have three guests. The first one will be Mr. Marco Kashama of Dallas-Fort Worth. He's an independent. He will be weighing in to also do a news analysis about the elections. I'll be calling in Abraham Luakabonga, who represents Apareco. He will be calling in from Washington, D.C. He is the president of United States Apareco Alliance. And finally, I will have a caller who is actually, he will be anonymous caller from Connecticut, and he will be also weighing in on tonight's show. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to CBNEXT Live, and thank you for being with us. We begin with a few talking points we have about the incumbent president, which is President Joseph Kabila. He's been launching some series of campaign trips around the country, and recently we've seen him in Goma, in Kivu, in the province of Kivu. News reports detail how the sitting president, he's been actually the man of the billboards. And every other billboard in every city he's been taken, from public stadiums to high-rise building facades. You see the face of Mr. Rais, the president of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Some people went on and criticized him for using public buildings to do political campaign, which the PPRD rebutted as a statement. The front runner and the main challenger of this big contest is Mr. Etienne Tshisekedi, like we said it earlier. But he's been caught up in the middle of a controversy where the international community, including the United Nations, the African Union, the European Union, the United States, and so many other representatives of embassies in Kinshasa condemned what they call incitement to violence when he said, quote, that he will have his people, his backers, to go out there and break jails and free all the opponents that have been imprisoned. So that is been a controversy that was fueled out there. So that's why we're going to come back in the studio and ask the first question to one of my guests. I'm going to begin with Mr. Guy Mundela. We know that Etienne Tshisekedi was giving that message because the protesters who went out there at the commission, the Electoral Commission, didn't get what they were looking for. And therefore, some of them being imprisoned because they start getting really tensed and a little bit violent. So they've been put in prison. And now the UDPS is calling for them to be released. What's your take on that?
First of all, I would like to say thank you to you, Mr. Franklin, for having us.
My pleasure.
And about everything that's been taken to my leader, which is Dr. Etienne Tshisekedi,
yes,
I would say that it has been taken out of context and trying to just portray him as someone who is inciting people to violence, which is totally wrong. Mr. Tshisekedi, what is asking to the people is to mobilize, and it's still going through the Constitution, because in our own Constitution, it is asked to people that they can mobilize in order to defend and protect their right, which has been happening in Congo since Mobutu, Kabila the father, and now Kabila Joseph, which is normally called, his known name is Kanambe, is that people has been killed, jailed for no reason, without any reading right for these people that have been arrested. And this cannot keep on going on. So it has to stop. People, if you break the law, you have to be read you are right, and then they'll put you to jail, waiting for a trial. And then after the trial, either you're guilty or they'll release you. But nothing has been happening in Congo. So to me, Mr. Tshisekedi is right to ask people to mobilize, because that is the only weapon that people has to protect their rights.
Before we go more on the violence subject, free and fair elections. Can we say that we have free and fair elections in Congo? I'm going to take a call from our friends who are calling in. The first one, I'm going to begin with Brother Marco, calling from Dallas. Do you think, do we have in Congo free and fair elections?
Well, thank you for the opportunity that you're giving me to talk today. This question, are we going to have free and fair elections? I would have to say it's up to the people, as citizens of Congo first, to ensure that the process is free and fair. Because every man in their own being has a bias, and we know that the head of the CBNEXT electoral commission is very close to the president. So it's up for the parties, the political parties, and for the citizens to monitor the election. Every party, everybody has the right to have a monitor in all the voting offices. So we need to organize ourselves. We should be organized and have people who monitor the vote. To my understanding, once the ballot has been casted and the electoral office closes, that's where the count is done. So all the monitors will be able to see who comes in, who comes out. Once the person votes, he puts ink on his fingers, and everybody will have the right to count the vote on each electoral office. And at the end, the results are posted outside the office. So it's up to the people to monitor every little step of the process and to take ownership of the process. So up to us Congolese to organize ourselves and do it.
Okay.
So that's the only way we can assure free and fair election. If we let the organizers just do it and not look over them, then they will do whatever they want.
Well, but the international organizations can argue that we have observers already who are working into watching the elections. Do you agree that they're doing a good job as far as recruiting folks from the European Union and then those from United States who will be observers at those elections? Do you think they needed more than just those observers?
I mean, I'm not in a position where I can say if they're doing a good job or not, but it's not their role. They're outsiders. We, as Congolese, we often call the international community as the one that has created the issue, but now we want them to oversee our election. No, we need to take responsibility and ownership of the process. I think the European Union said 160 observers. That's not enough. There's 63,000 offices where the vote's going to take place. Those 160 people are going to be in the main cities, and they're just going to, look what they can look. But we have to have an observer, at least an observer in every polling station, every one of them. That's how we can ensure ourselves that we can have the process that's free and fair. It's very positive that the Catholic Church has taken a step and is planning to have 30,000 monitors. So that's a positive step. But the political parties have to join forces and make sure they have representative in every polling station.
All right. Thank you so much. Now, I'm going to take also a call from our caller from Connecticut. He asked to be anonymous on this call. Let me ask you a question, caller from Connecticut. Do you believe that we're going to have free and fair elections in the Democratic Republic of Congo coming 20th of November?
Well, right now, first of all, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to answer this question about if we're going to have free and fair elections in the Democratic Republic of Congo. I personally think that right now it doesn't look like it's free because we're almost 7 days away from the actual election day, and there's a lot of parameters that are still not in place. A lot of questions that haven't been answered, and just recently you hear rumors that I can't really confirm, but you can see that something happened from South Africa where some of the ballots were already casted for Kabila. So those are the things that are very concerning to me, and I can't say that I'm really happy there's elections. That's a good step towards. That's a good step for democracy in a country that's just doing the opposite of what every democratic country should be doing. But I don't think that there's fair and clear elections in Congo yet. I cannot say that.
Thank you very much, caller. Just stand by. And I wanted just to, for the viewers out there, that CBNEXT didn't confirm about the news that we had just heard recently, and it's been actually spread out around social media, that there were tons of cards, of electoral cards that came from South Africa, and it was already shipped through an aircraft that is a Zimbabwean aircraft that was supposed to bring them towards the province of Kivu in the Democratic Republic of Congo to be counted as ballots. So those are news that, again, we did not confirm at CBNEXT. Maybe by tomorrow we will have more news from the news outlet on the ground, as far as the Radio Okapi and some other affiliates that they have out there, and some of our people on the ground also will confirm us. So for now, we take that information the way it is, and we move on to that question with my guest here in the studio, Papi Tomono. We have the same question. Do you believe there is fair and free elections in the Congo?
Thank you, Ms. Franklin, for the question. I think we're going to have a free election in Congo, because we got people back home. We've been on the phone with them. They are free to choose or to vote for anybody they want to. We're going to have a free election in Congo because people are free to choose or to vote for anybody they want to. Fair election? I don't think so. Why? Because I think our democracy is just too young to have a fair election in Congo.
When you say young, it's been 10 years that we've been voting.
Yes, I know.
Yes.
But this is only the second time in our lifetime to vote.
Yes.
So I think it's just too young to have a fair election in Congo. Why? Because the people in power, they're gonna try, to manipulate. I heard the brother on the phone just say it, So I just think it's just too soon to be talking about fair election in Congo, in particularly in Africa in general.
So are you already pronosticating that we're going to be going to a series of protests right after the 20th of November?
I don't think so.
So what do you think going to happen? Because let me tell you, for the viewers out there, I've been monitoring the situation from the diaspora outside in the United States, in Europe, and everywhere else. Even in Australia, we get a footage that we're going to put out there. You guys are going to see. There's a lot of people protesting and ready for a revolution. That's how they call it.
Yes, sir.
And this movement, they've been calling resistance and combatants, are people that I never seen in my lifetime. I'm talking about people of Congolese nationality.
Yes, sir.
I haven't seen people going out in the streets and protesting the way they did. These people blocked the whole highway in Paris. They disrupted everything that can be in order to really voice up their opinion. That tells me that Tunisia, maybe Egypt, is getting closer. But we're not gonna just jump into that subject right now. This is just the first segment of the next news review. We're gonna come back for the second segment where we'll talk more about the violence. And ladies and gentlemen, I want you to stay tuned. We'll be right back on CBNEXT Live.